Coming up, a late night host is back on select screens.
And the University of Iowa placed in the 2026 annual Best College Rankings have been released.
Kane Weegan sprints off with another award.
Rainy days have gone away. I'll have your full forecast in weather.
All that and more.
Coming up right now on DITV.
Good morning from Iowa City. It is Wednesday, September 24th. I'm Annika Perez.
And I'm Linda Lacco.
And the third member of our team, Izzy Thier, is live outside to tell us today's weather story.
Izzy, are we going to see more storms like last night?
Yeah, Annika, I'm out here and I am happy to say that the rainy days are behind us. If you can take a look behind me, we can see that the Iowa sign is out and ready for all the homecoming festivities. Taking a look at the Pentecrest cam, we can see that there's some cloud coverage in the sky and temps are sitting at about 59 right now. But don't worry, as the sun will come out later and bring temps up to 73. And then for tonight, things will cool off to 55 and warm up to 74 tomorrow. I am so enjoying this warm weather and I hope it lasts, but I'll send it back to you guys at the desk.
A North Liberty woman is convicted of killing a woman in Iowa City.
DITV's Liz Schultz is live in the studio with the details of this case.
Well, Linda and Annika, Margot Lewis of North Liberty is guilty of 2 counts of murder in the second degree. The 33-year-old killed her ex-partner, 35-year-old Liara Sy, who had recently moved to Minnesota from Iowa. And police say Sy was stabbed to death in her Minnesota apartment in June of 2024. And after the stabbing, Lewis crashed Sy's car with her body in the back seat while driving on an interstate in southern Minnesota. And according to Sy's friends, she moved to Minnesota for the growing transgender community, where she was a transgender activist with goals of pursuing a career as a DJ. And Lewis's sentencing is set for November in Minnesota. Linda and Annika, back to you.
Almost a week after his show, Jimmy Kimmel Live returned to TV screens last night in select markets. Disney, the parent company of ABC, pulled Kimmel's show from its networks last week following pressure from the FCC chair Brendan Carr in the wake of Charlie Kirk's murder. When Disney ended the suspension on Monday evening, regional ABC station owners Gray Media and Heart Television opted to air the show on their networks. However, stations owned by Nexstar and Sinclair continue to uphold the ban indefinitely. Nexstar is pursuing a merger with Tegna, which requires FCC approval.
President Trump, a top health official, issued a warning on popular over-the-counter medication.
We'll now send things over to Avery Evans, who is live in the newsroom to give us the details.
Yes, you guys, President Trump is urging pregnant women to not take Tylenol unless absolutely necessary. In a statement on Monday, Trump, along with top health officials, made a new claim that acetaminophen, the active ingredient in Tylenol, is linked to children developing autism.
First, effective immediately, the FDA will be notifying physicians that the use of well, let's see how we say that. Acetaminophen. Acetaminophen. Is that okay? Which is basically commonly known as Tylenol, during pregnancy can be associated with a very increased risk of autism.
The president urges women to tough it out during pregnancy pain, except in cases of a high fever. He also says vaccines are partly to blame for the link between children and autism, although scientists have debunked this claim after multiple studies. Along with this, they announced new research into the root causes of autism, contributing millions of dollars to study environmental factors. They also endorsed the B vitamin drug leucovorin to treat autism, which has been studied in dozens of research participants. Mainstream medical groups, along with the maker of Tylenol, Kenvue, are coming in defense of the drug as a safe, short-term treatment for fever in pregnant women. The United Nations met yesterday in New York to discuss the war between Russia and Ukraine, and Trump is talking about more of his beliefs than just the war. He came out appearing to shift his stance on the war, saying he believed that Ukraine could regain its territory lost to Russian military. He also told reporters that NATO countries should shoot down any Russian military aircraft that enters their airspaces. He criticized the international body as being ineffective and questioned whether the United Nations served a purpose, claiming he has solved conflicts around the world while they have done nothing.
Tremendous potential. I've always said it. It has such tremendous, tremendous potential, but it's not even coming close to living up to that potential.
He also touched on climate change, calling it, quote, a con job, and also the war in the Middle East, saying a Palestinian state would be rewarding Hamas. The Secret Service has also seized equipment near the UN summit capable of shutting down cellular towers. More than 100,000 SIM cards and 300 servers had the ability to interfere with emergency response services. And a statue of President Trump holding hands with Jeffrey Epstein appeared in the National Mall in Washington, D.C. last night. Some people played music seemingly as a counter-protest to the statue.
Reminder that Trump and Epstein were not pals. Why do you care so much about it?
A plaque for the statue says it is, quote, in honor of Friendship Month. It continues saying, quote, we celebrate the long-lasting bond between President Donald J. Trump and his closest friend Jeffrey Epstein. A group called the Secret Handshake took credit for the statue. And that's all the time I have for now, so back to you guys in the studio.
This past weekend, a nonprofit organization provided free dental services to Iowa locals in Coralville. DITV's Gabby Risk took a closer look to see the impact on the community.
The Iowa Mission of Mercy has helped bring brighter smiles to those who have faced roadblocks in their dental health journeys. And this weekend, the 2-day free dental clinic took place at the Hyatt Regency Coralville, where dental professionals donated their time to help serve members of the community, many of whom face constant challenges when it comes to obtaining dental health care. Iowa Mission of Mercy reported that the top barriers to dental health care among 2024 patients were lack of insurance and inability to afford services.
Dental insurance is not insurance. Dental insurance is like a benefit, and a lot of people don't carry dental benefits. And if they do, they're very limited. So to be able to treat these people that have problems or that don't have dental benefits at all, to be able to treat these people and get them healthy is so very important.
Prospective patients were treated on a first-come, first-served basis. On Friday alone, the clinic was able to provide care to 581 people.
I'm going to try to get 2 fillings done and get my teeth cleaned. It's expensive going to the dentist, so it's really nice they're having this.
Taking part in the event was also a large number of volunteers, from general management to translators to dental students.
Everybody's so thankful, but then you get so much out of it too because you're helping others.
Over the course of 17 years, the Iowa Mission of Mercy has provided free dental care to over 18,000 people. From Hyatt Regency Coralville, Gabby Risk, DITV.
The University of Iowa rank in the U.S. News and World Report's annual Best College Rankings has fallen. For the first time since 2004, the university fell out of the top 100 universities nationally. Last year, the university was number 98. This year, they dropped 4 spots down to number 102. Even though their numbers dropped, they continue to recognize nationally for writing and communication, time for the best number 10 spot with Amherst and Cornell.
For years, we have heard of how social media has affected the mental health of teens and even adults. DITV's Kate Vernon dives deeper into how the digital age has now started affecting our physical well-being.
The digital revolution has affected us, especially as social media has gained popularity. However, much of these effects have caused negative consequences.
I do think it's related to, people becoming just a lot more sedentary. Whether it's, you're sitting on your phone for hours at a time, doom scrolling or, watching video after video after video, because those videos and what we see on social media, it triggers us to watch them. There was a statistic I read that said 95% of people admit to using their telephones while on the toilet, and they said the other 5% were liars.
Students have also expressed concerns surrounding the fitness side of social media and how being exposed to the lives of others can have its own drawbacks.
I feel like it's good because it gives people something to work towards and motivation, like, hey, maybe someday I could look like this, but at the same time, it's kind of hurtful when they're like, oh, I'm not getting there, like, what am I doing wrong?
I think obviously like being a girl, just comparing yourself to other people, it's always going to be something, like just seeing their posts versus yours or who has more likes or whatever. That's always going to be something, especially as a female in college.
As the digital age continues to evolve, we have the difficult job of minimizing the negative consequences of the digital revolution.
We have new technology all the time, and as a society, we need to figure out how to get the good things out of it, and when there's bad things that come from it, how do we regulate it? How do we modify it in a way that we can still get the good out of it?
Kate Vernon, DITV.
A festival highlighting American experiences makes its way back to campus. Dream Festival. The festival included arts performances depicting diverse perspectives of the American story. The performances ranged from Hampshire to around campus and featured speakers, dancers, and musicians. Not only did these performers share their art, but also their motivations for the pieces.
A number of us began talking about ways to collaborate around bringing the arts and the humanities and the sciences and engineering together to try to raise awareness about the impaired condition of the Iowa River.
Some of the performances like this one, titled Meandering River, were hands-on experiences. The audience listened to speakers while walking along the Iowa River with performers. And other performances like this one by Jose James were simply for the audience to sit back and enjoy.
And almost a tragedy averted thanks to a tip line report. A school shooting didn't happen in California. A student sent in a report to the Sandy Hook Promise, a tip line created after the Sandy Hook shooting. The students saw the Instagram post including sign of violence. The post featured pictures of bullets and details of how the suspect would have committed these crimes. Since the post, police have found and detained the suspect for a former student in school. The co-founder of CEO and the tip line says she's proud of the student for their quick action that saved lives.
Yesterday, Iowa City continued its ongoing Climate Fest, a public reading of Cornelia Moodle's Tending Iowa's Land. The reading took place at the Lagoon Shelter House, where members of the community volunteered to read a message from the book.
The events of one of many is to celebrate Climate Fest, an intimate aim to bringing awareness to the resources needed to achieve climate goals.
Events like these are really important because they highlight the progress that's being made and show that if we put our minds to it, we have the technology and the knowledge to bring down greenhouse gas emissions. We just have to get to work doing it.
Tending Iowa's Land was specifically chosen as a way to highlight environmental solutions that can be implemented right here in Iowa. 2025 marks the 6th year of the Climate Fest in Iowa City. Celebrations in the air, and Ryan Lynch is live outside the old Capitol with the university's exciting news.
Homecoming week is officially underway after the annual Corn Monument statue appeared on Sunday. The statue is an engineering school tradition that started all the way back in 1914. This video shows the installation of the monument by some engineering students. This year's monument is an obelisk, the shape of the first sculpture in 1914. And for events, the homecoming block party is tonight across the street on Hubbard Park. And the block party highlights multicultural organizations on campus with games, food, and performances. There are 28 events left for homecoming through Sunday. The annual homecoming parade is Friday night, and it's followed immediately by a concert with headliner Tizo Touchdown. And the homecoming football game is against Indiana on Saturday, but the festivities will continue through Sunday with the Alumni Awards. Back to you guys in the studio.
And coming up later, Caden Legion adds another accolade. Soccer heads to Madison and a preview for Iowa volleyball. All that and more coming up right after the break.
Stories occur every day, and here at DITV, we've got you covered with up-to-date news and politics.
We are anxiously waiting for those votes for not only the national election, but here in District 1. Community members protest and stand for science.
Keeping highlights and scores with Hawkeye Sports.
Advancing to the quarterfinals, Iowa looks to boost their overall placement and their way into the semis.
It's Iowa's second road win of the season, first since September 21st.
And of course, all the latest in entertainment.
Sit back, relax, and here's the word on the street. I'm here at the Alan McVeigh Theater where a unique performance.
Here at DITV, we've got a crew bringing you all the stories from across the nation and right here in your backyard.
From the Iowa State Fair.
In Nashville, Tennessee.
From downtown Iowa City. From Carver Hawkeye Arena.
And bringing all the coverage straight to you live on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings. Around the University of Iowa and Iowa City community, we have the stories that matter to you here at DITV.
You know, Linda, on my walk this morning, I was super excited that it wasn't that hot, and I'm super excited to see what it will become soon in the week.
Exactly, Annika. So let's take a look back outside with Izzy for the forecast and weather ahead.
Yeah, guys, and I'm happy to say that these warm winds are here to stay and those rainy days are behind us. We can see that on Friday, temps will reach up to 80 degrees, making it a beautiful way to start the weekend. On Saturday, temps will sit in the upper 70s, making it a great day for football. And then Sunday, we will look to be just like the days prior with lows in the 60s and highs in the upper 70s. Monday looks like copy and paste of Sunday with sunny skies and temps maxing out in the 70s. And then on Tuesday, things will spice up with being cloudy, but temps will be pretty similar to the rest of the week. I am loving the warm weather out here, and I am so excited for this week ahead of us. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Like Izzy said, I'm so excited for the weather. But Cole, can you tell us about the sports this week?
Yeah, not a whole lot of sports going on in the middle of the week, but this past week, for the second week in a row, Iowa returner Caden Weegan performance has been recognized by the Big Ten Conference. Caden Weegan was named Big Ten Co-Special Teams Player of the Week. In last week's game versus Rutgers, Weegan took the opening kickoff back for 100 yards for a touchdown. On top of that, Weegan also had 20 receiving yards and 63 punt return yards, a total of 183 all-purpose yards throughout the game. The award marks the third time in his career Weegan has been named Special Teams Player of the Week. The team is also benefiting with the return of running back one, Kamari Moulton. This is especially important after Jazzy and Patterson went down on Saturday against Rutgers with an ankle injury, and Kirk Ferentz made it official that he'll be out for this game this week against Indiana. In Moulton's first game back from injury, he scored 68 rushing yards and found the end zone one time. Quarterback Mark Gronowski offered us insight on how valuable it is that he's now back in the backfield.
He continues to do great things on the field in practice, and he's a leader for us on the offensive side. So to have him in the offense and being able to have a guy that I can trust.
However, they'll need a lot to go right on Saturday to beat an Indiana Hoosiers team that's currently ranked 11th in the country, especially considering the Hawks are 0-10 versus ranked opponents since beating Penn State all the way back in 2021. Players talked about the opportunity, and it feels a little bit different, especially being at home.
It's a great opportunity. Having arguably the hottest team in the country coming into our home field, I mean, there's not much more you can ask for. So we know the fans are going to be ready, like I said. It's just our job to do the same.
Now transitioning over to soccer, the number 8 team in the nation, the Iowa Hawkeyes, travel to Madison for a showdown with the Wisconsin Badgers. The Hawks are off to a hot start in conference play and currently sit atop of the Big Ten Conference. After shutting out Minnesota on Sunday, the Hawks now turn their attention to Wisconsin, who has an overall record of 7-2-1 with a record of 1-1 in the Big Ten. Last year, the Badgers pulled off the upset, defeating the Hawkeyes 2-1 at the Iowa Soccer Complex. Iowa looks to avenge their loss from last season with kickoff set for 7 p.m. Thursday night in Madison.
Well, thanks for that, Cole, and I'm really excited to see what's more about weather. So let's send it back to Izzy one more time to tell us about the homecoming festivities this week.
I am so excited for homecoming this week. As you can see, the sign is out, and if you take a look on the Pentecrest camp, you can see that they are setting up the stage for the concert. On the block party tonight, temps will be in the lower 70s, and then for coronation tomorrow, the crowning will reach the upper 60s. Friday will be in the upper 70s for the homecoming parade and the concert to follow. Lastly, game day will be so much nicer than the weeks before, with tailgating capping out at 80 and then temps dropping after kickoff. So excited for that, and I'm sending it back to you in the studio.
Thank you for joining us online or listening on KRUI 89.7 FM.
We are here live from Iowa City every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:30 a.m. and online anytime on dailyiowan.com.
For Isabel Thier, I'm Cole Krieger.
And for Ryan Lynch, I'm Liz Schultz.
I'm Monica Perez.
And I'm Linda Laco, and we'll see you again Friday morning right here on DITV.
This time on Word on the Street, fresh new faces behind the scenes.
And rocking with Iowa City.
So sit back,
relax,
and here's the Word on the Street.
Welcome back to another episode of Word on the Street.
Your go-to for all things arts and entertainment, both locally and nationally.
Now, Hannah, definitely not as busy of a week as last week with the Emmys happening, but it's my favorite time of year on campus. It's homecoming week.
Yay! Yeah, no, it's a fun time, and as many of you may notice, our outfits are a little different today. We're trying to show our Hawkeye spirit for homecoming.
That's right. Happy homecoming, everybody. And Hannah, this is the last one for you, which is so sad.
I know. It's really bittersweet, and I can't believe it. But I do get to come back next year as an alumni and enjoy homecoming, so.
Yes, and that's what homecoming's for. It's for the alumni. So then it'll be all about you, and we'll get to celebrate you, and I can't wait to see you. And we have a lot in store with coverage for homecoming events all week long. It's not just on Saturday for the football game. We've got stuff going on all week. It's going to be the whole arts team on deck for this one, so stay tuned to DITV all week to keep up with homecoming.
Yeah, but for now, let's start off with some breaking news in the Hollywood world.
Monday morning, we got word that Spider-Man star Tom Holland has been injured on set while filming the new Spider-Man movie.
That's right. He was filming a stunt in Glasgow, Scotland, and suffered from a head injury. He was diagnosed with a mild concussion and will take a short break from filming, but will hopefully be back at it soon. I mean, he's pretty outspoken about how much he enjoys doing his own stunts and how much he tries to do as much as possible, and all the physical training he puts in behind the scenes to be able to do them. So
yeah, he's definitely dedicated, and I have no worry that he's not going to bounce back from this one. Just a little mild setback for now, but I can't wait to see that movie. But in other news, Jimmy Kimmel is back.
Yeah.
After a week suspension, ABC's parent company Disney announced Jimmy Kimmel Live will resume broadcasting.
Disney originally pulled the show, quote, indefinitely, just days after Kimmel's comments about Charlie Kirk. Now, Kimmel's return to screen is highly anticipated, and many are eager to hear what he has to say about his suspension. But in more exciting news, the hit Prime show, The Summer I Turned Pretty, held us hostage on Wednesdays for weeks. And after the series finale left us wanting more, acclaimed writer Jenny Han is giving that to us.
Yes, I know. I watch The Summer I Turned Pretty every Wednesday with my roommates, and I was so excited when I saw that there's now going to be a movie. And she announced The Summer I Turned Pretty would conclude with a movie during their series finale celebration in Paris. And Team Conrad fans are getting the story they deserve with more Belly and Conrad screen time that's so lacked this season.
Yeah, but I will just say Jenny knows how to write, because the tension kept us in the whole time and wanting more every week, and the release date and the cast have not been released and announced yet, but I'm excited, and I just can't wait to see where the story is going to continue from the final satisfaction we got at the end. I don't want to give anything away.
I'm so excited. I know that Wednesday held us all captive to our couches, but now there's a new show that has started, and that is Dancing with the Stars, which is every Tuesday. So that gap is a little bit filled in my heart, because now we just have something else to watch, and now we have the movie to look forward to as well.
Yeah. For sure. Now, happening back in Iowa City, I took a deeper look into the main stage season here in the theater department. This year, the creative side is looking a little bit different. So let's take a look at the shows the MFA students are calling this year's shot.
Next to the river on the west side, you see this artistic building. And through the doors, even more inspiring art is created every day. And right now, graduate students are getting ready for their thesis projects, directing a main stage show.
In their first year, they will do 2 projects, one each semester, that is working on a new play. One is a gallery and the other one is festival. In their second year, they will do a gallery and festival, but then they do what we call IDF, the Iowa Directors Festival. And that's where they, for once, choose something that's already written or established that speaks to them and their aesthetic, and they direct that. It gives them an opportunity to work with the shop. You direct something and you're responsible for everyone giving decisions and also hitting deadlines, working within budget and things of that sort. And that prepares them for their thesis.
Graduate directors not only get a master's education, but get to actually practice their profession. And at Iowa, this means developing new plays and also putting their own take on some popular favorites. The shows this year are Romeo and Juliet Devised, Argonautica, How to Defend Yourself, Head Over Heels the Musical, and Uncle Vanya. Each director gets to show off their unique talents and perspectives.
And so from somebody that comes from a movement and a dance background, aside from a theater background, that conversation between the body and the actor is something that I've really honed in on, and I have Iowa to thank for that.
And simulates how to put a live show together in the real world.
And it's because I can carry a certain fluency with both actors, designers, production staff. Like, I had been and lived in all those shoes.
And in the end, see their work come to life on stage. From the theater building, Hannah Lipsky, DITV Arts and Culture.
In the first show of the season, we're kicking it off with Romeo and Juliet, which is a pretty big name when it comes to titles, but the director, Soren Olsen, has devised it and kind of rewritten it a little bit. So instead of it being like a 3-hour-long show, it's an hour and a half. So I'm excited to see like the new take on it. I heard it's more contemporary and the costumes are more modern, so that's going to be exciting. And the best thing about the thesis here is that the grads, you know, they've put so much time and thought into putting on these massive shows that they're just bigger and bolder, and they have all these ideas they've been thinking about for so long now, and they're going to get to try and put everything that they can imagine on the stage. So it's going to be a really good season.
I'm super excited to see it.
Yeah.
I'm planning on going, so
Definitely.
that'll be awesome. And I know a renowned classic rock band took flight to right back here in town this weekend.
Yes.
We have DITV's Liz Schultz in studio taking us through the sounds of the 70s.
Hannah Grace, thanks. And yeah, I had the amazing opportunity to watch Jefferson Starship perform live here at the Englert Theater. And this is the band's 50th anniversary of the Runaway Tour, which excited so many fans, including myself. And during the show, I heard some of my favorite songs of theirs, including We Built This City, Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now, and Sarah. And honestly, it was so hard for me to focus on filming and not just sing along and dance. And when I found out they were coming to Iowa City, I jumped at the opportunity to cover it. But even better, I got to meet the band and speak with them one-on-one after the show for an interview.
Classic rock legends and millions of fans. Jefferson Starship lights up Iowa City. Fans of all dynamics celebrate the band's 50th anniversary of the Runaway Again tour.
It makes me feel good because they're so in tune with their audience, and they just know how to please.
Band members David Friedberg and Kathy Richardson took center stage, carrying the band's legacy.
Yeah, we love seeing all the different kinds of people.
What's just overall your favorite part about performing? And for fans, Jefferson Starship is more than just a throwback. It's music that shaped generations.
Well, I've listened to them my whole life. I mean, you know, from back in the 60s when I was a kid, and 70s, and I got their first album when they became the Jefferson Starship.
A long night of performances leaves fans with a piece of the past.
Yeah. It was an awesome show, great crowd, and we just want to say we love you. Jefferson Starship loves you.
And that legacy will continue on. From the Englert Theater, Liz Schultz, DITV Arts and Culture.
And after speaking with the band, they say they're so happy to have brought these throwbacks right here in Iowa City. Hannah Grace, back to you.
And as we have all heard, the new Taylor Swift album called The Life of a Showgirl will be dropping on October 3rd, but instead of listening from the comfort of your home, you can actually take a trip to the theaters for a release party.
The show is 90 minutes long and will be playing across the country at AMC theaters starting October 3rd through the 5th. Now, this is not Swift's first time hitting the big screen, as her Eras tour was shown last year in theaters and had the biggest opening for a concert film in history. No surprise there. During the release party, fans will get to see a new music video, behind-the-scenes footage, and Swift's personal reflections on the songs. Although days away, I recommend getting your tickets now before they are sold out. And I am so excited for this album, The Life of a Showgirl.
Stay tuned for the rest of the episode later today on DITV's YouTube.